Okay, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Weather's beautiful, so we're in a good position here. Obviously you can tell our cover photo here is an aerial view of the Lords Park Family Aquatic Center. No, that's yes, that is Lords Park Family Aquatic Center. Yes. Okay, so my name is Maria Campata and I am the director of the Parks and Recreation Department. I also want to introduce some other staff that we have in attendance here tonight. If you guys can just raise your hand when I call your name. Barb Kaselica is our Assistant Director of Parks and Recreation. Steve Gard is our Aquatic Supervisor, and a bit of info, Steve worked 11 summers as a lifeguard and a manager at Lords Park Aquatic Center when he was younger. We also have Wayne Carlstadt, who is our Operations Manager, Amy Spooner, who is our Recreation Manager, Priscilla Madrano, who's out in the lobby. She's our Admin Assistant, and then Scott Jenkins is our Recreation Software Specialist. So just a quick outline of tonight's meeting. I'm going to talk to you just a little bit of history about Lords Park and Lords Park Family Aquatic Center. Some of the challenges that we're facing today, some of the community options that we're thinking about, a resident survey that we are going to launch tonight. You guys will be the first to participate in that survey. And then at the end, questions and answers. We also, before we get to questions or after questions and answers, at the end of our time, we're going to have a representative from School District U46 who will talk about the upcoming bond proposal that will be on the April ballot for the school district. So, history of Lords Park Family Aquatic Center. One last item, just kind of housekeeping. I would ask that if everybody could hold their questions and comments till the end, let us get through our presentation, and then we'll have plenty of time at the end for conversation, questions, answers. So a little bit of history of Lords Park Family Aquatic Center. This picture here from the Elgin History Museum, this was a splash pad back in the day. So when we think about splash pads that we have today, this was a splash pad back then. So Lords Park Family Aquatic Center was built in 1964 for $224,000. In 1892, George and Mary Lord gifted the citizens of Elgin parklands for the use of all people for rest, relaxation, and enjoyment. So this original pool at Lords Park was created in 1964. It was 150 feet by 47 feet, and it had a diving L. For those of you that might remember the old pool, it had a diving L that was 35 feet by 42 feet. 36,000 square feet of deck and walkways surrounded the pool, and the spray seal that was located adjacent to the pool, but not within the pool. So the current facility was renovated in 2001 at a total cost of $3.8 million. It can accommodate 943 patrons. It includes 14,000 square feet of a recreation pool, a double flume slide, sand volleyball court, 3 water play features, a bathhouse, a competition pool, a children's play area, and a concession building. So why are we here tonight? Tonight, we're here to talk about the future of Lords Park Family Aquatic Center and the challenge that the city faces operating 3 aquatic facilities. This is not an easy issue for staff. It's not an easy topic that we like to talk about. We are all in the business of providing recreational opportunities to the residents of Elgin. But it's also our responsibility as staff to be fiscally responsible and provide a sustainable operation that will last well into the future. We're here to gather feedback from the residents of Elgin, from the users of the Lords Park Family Aquatic Center, to talk about what the residents, what you guys want to see, what you envision a facility could possibly look like. So Lords Park was closed in 2020 and 2021 due to COVID. In 2022, still recovering from COVID and facing staffing issues, the facility remained closed. This year, the facility will remain closed and staff is gathering the community input to decide on the direction of the facility. So some of the challenges that we have is lifeguards. It's not a big secret that there has been a lifeguard shortage, not only here in Elgin, but nationwide. Many seasonal facilities remained closed at times or reduced hours because of staffing issues. Like I said, this is not a problem that's unique to Elgin. It has impacts regionally and nationally. For many years, the department has struggled with having enough lifeguards to staff our aquatic facilities. It is a year-round process to ensure that we have enough staff to adequately staff 3 aquatic facilities during the summer season. Typically, we have approximately 70% of lifeguards who return from one season to the next. So having both outdoor pools closed for 2020 was very impactful in the retention rate for lifeguards. With Wing Park being the only outdoor pool open in 2021, we struggled to be able to staff both Wing Park and Adventure Island. Lords Park Pool remained closed in 2022 as people were still emerging from COVID, and staff was confident that 3 aquatic operations could not successfully be staffed. To staff all 3 aquatic facilities during the summer season takes, the graphic up here, takes 92 lifeguards, 20 managers, and 50 attendants. So the following facilities, well, at least Lords Park here. Lords Park in itself takes 27 lifeguards, 7 managers, and 15 attendants. Currently, at times, staff shortages require Steve Gard, our full-time aquatic supervisor, to guard hours at the center pool. Or sometimes the center pool has to be closed because of lack of staff. Our lifeguards are certified through Jeff Ellis and Associates Lifeguard Program. In 2022, we offered 22 different training classes that were held at the center. This is in addition to the lifeguard training classes that are held within the U46 high schools. They offer a lifeguarding program within their PE curriculum. So the lifeguard certification process, to be a lifeguard, it's not just fill out the application and become a lifeguard. So it's a rather involved process. So during the interview process, lifeguard candidates are required to successfully complete the following prerequisite skills to qualify for the lifeguard training course. So they have to pass these skills before they can take the lifeguard training course. They have to swim 200 continuous yards using either the front crawl or the breaststroke. They have to retrieve a 10-pound diving brick from the depth of 12 feet using a feet-first surface dive. They have to tread water for 2 minutes, 1 minute without their hands and 1 minute with their hands. So a lifeguard candidate, so once they pass that, the lifeguard candidate is required to complete 19 e-learning modules prior to a scheduled in-person training program. So the e-learning is designed to allow the lifeguard candidate to learn the maximum amount of content ahead of the in-person training. And that usually takes between 8 and 12 hours to complete. The in-person portion of the lifeguard training course requires an additional 20 hours of training as well, for a total of roughly 28 to 32 hours. And then once they successfully pass this course, they also need to pass a written exam at 80% passing. And to maintain their certification, they must take, they're required to attend a minimum of 4 hours of training each month to maintain their certification. So when applicants apply to be a lifeguard, they do not have to already be certified. This is the certification that we will put them through. The city pays for the certification of these lifeguards. So once these staff become a lifeguard, the duties of the lifeguard is to maintain, to ensure that the safety of the patrons using the pool, This includes monitoring the pool area for any signs of danger, enforcing pool rules, and responding to emergencies such as drowning, injuries, or accidents. Lifeguards are responsible for conducting regular checks of the pool's water quality, temperature, and equipment to ensure that everything is working correctly and safely. They may also be responsible for performing basic first aid and administering CPR when necessary. In addition, lifeguards may assist with other tasks such as cleaning the pool area, organizing activities, and providing customer service to patrons. The outdoor lifeguards must clean the locker rooms and the restrooms at those facilities as well. So the overall primary duty for the lifeguard is to maintain the safe and enjoyable environment for swimmers while ensuring that all the pool rules and regulations are followed. All of our lifeguards also teach swim lessons as well. And swim lessons are typically offered within our department 6 days a week. So we have a variety of recruiting methods that we use. Something that we started last year was, it's called Walk-In Wednesdays. And we do that down at the center. And this is an opportunity for candidates just to walk into the center. Staff is available to talk to them about what jobs they may be interested and give them the details on the job. Staff is available to do interviews on site. We will help them walk through the application process and move the hiring process along. So that's a program that we started last spring, and we've continued it this spring. Staff attends a variety of job fairs. Staff, and when I say staff for aquatics, it's primarily Steve Gard. Steve will spend many of his lunch hours sitting at the high schools, recruiting to be lifeguards, attendants. We do job postings at ECC and Judson University. We reach out to past lifeguards and swim team members. We post job alerts on all of our social media and our website, and we post on our electronic signboards at the center and the sports complex. So this infographic that we're sharing right now, it talks about our employee shortage. So we need a total of 92 lifeguards. We currently have 54. The managers and attendants, we actually need 70 of them, and we currently have 28. So the lifeguard wage has risen 48% since 2019. So this year, a first-year lifeguard will start at $16.25 an hour. So if Lords Park was to open this year, our admission rates have also increased. And that would have been, if Lords Park would have opened this year, that would have seen a 50% increase in our admission rate to $8 for residents and $10 for non-residents. So this next chart is a recap of financials for the two outdoor facilities that we operate. You can see from this graphic that the outdoor pools do not make money. I think it would be hard to find an outdoor aquatic facility in the Midwest that actually makes a profit. So if we are looking at the projected loss between 2023 and the projection for 2024 at Lords Park, we're looking at $513,000 that would be lost for a 3-month operation. So some other aquatic facts. So Lords Park Family Aquatic Center has a capacity of 943 people that it can accommodate. In 2029, which is the last year that pool was open, there was a attendance rate of 21%. Wing Park Family Aquatic Center has a capacity of 1,510 people. Once again, in 2019, that rate was 28%. So community options we're looking at. To reopen the current pool is feasible. It would probably be a reduced number of days and hours that it could be open. We might be looking at something, one pool is open 3 days a week, one pool is open 4 days a week, rotating weeks, rotating days, whatever that might look like. There's the potential for increased admission rates. That's an ongoing possibility. With assistance from the community, trying to rally around, driving up those employment rates. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for help from the community, trying to figure out how we can accommodate all and be able to operate all of the facilities. A family splash pad. Some of you are familiar with the splash pad at Festival Park. We have not one now out at the ponds of Stony Creek, which is far southwest side of Elgin. But a family splash pad offers, first of all, it's free to the public. We do not charge for our splash pads. It's a longer operating season. So typically our pools are open from the first Saturday in June to the second Sunday of August. 5 days on a good season. A splash pad offers a longer operating season. So we may open Memorial Day, depending on the weather, a week before then. We would stay open through Labor Day, depending on the weather. We've had close to mid to the end of September to have Festival Park splash pads still open. Once again, weather dependent. So we have longer operating season, a longer operating day, and obviously significantly less staff. We do not staff lifeguards at our splash pads. A neighborhood soccer field. In 2011, the Parks and Recreation Master Plan indicated a deficit of soccer fields in our community. An ice skating area. We had a community input meeting a month ago on our 2023 Master Plan update, and we had much feedback of the desire to bring back ice skating in the city of Elgin. Pickleball courts, the same thing. Our community input meetings for the 2023 Master Plan received feedback on additional outdoor pickleball courts in the community. Or a multi-use facility. Combined uses of this area are very possible. You can see from this rendering, pickleball courts alongside a splash pad. You can also operate a splash pad in the summer seasons and modify that for use as an ice skating rink in the winter. So those are combined uses of a facility like that. Once again, when we talk about the reopening of a facility, we're probably talking about the potential of increased admission rates. So that, and once again, that's a possibility regardless. So as I mentioned, we have a survey that we are going to launch tonight. And I am going to turn it over to Barb Paselica and let her talk a little about the survey.
Thank you. So, we've gotten some information stating that there's members or residents of the community that feel that staff has made a decision on how to move forward. And we haven't. We honestly need to hear from you guys. We need you guys to support whatever plan we present during budget season to our budget task force. So with that said, that we are going to be launching a resident survey. We are sending direct mailers to everybody that is east of the river, inviting them to partake in the survey, but anybody can take the survey. There will be a QR code here, and if you did not get one on the way in, there were slips. You can pick one up or you can take a picture. But anybody who fills that out today, we will give them a free pass to our Adventure Island pool. So you can have that experience. And then if there's any questions, feel free to always reach out to Maria or I. Oh, and then one more thing. When you take the survey, there will be a completed at the end that says thank you. Before you hit done, if you could just leave that up, and that will give you your free pass.
So that concludes our presentation for tonight. And now we would like to open the floor up for questions, comments, hopefully answers.
I have 2 questions.